family emergency, an epic family emergency. And then I went and got a second guest, and in the midst of that got awkwardly that's silent, and I don't know what happened there. And so my sister goes, "Oh, come on, I'll come chat." And here she is, eating cereal, waving to the crowd. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and bread.
Mm-hmm. Yep, bread that I've made even.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. But it's not your traditional bread. It's protein bread. It's made from egg whites.
Yeah.
Really good. Yes. And good for you. It's a win-win situation.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Mm-hmm. No, as for me, I just I have a homemade thing. I'm kind of like half and half on. It's interesting. I'm actually ahead of my deadlines right now.
So what's that like? I'm behind. This is me procrastinating right here.
Yes.
This is what procrastination looks like.
Yeah. Oh, I got another deadline I gotta catch up on, but like my major deadlines are all I'm ahead by about 2 days. So I'm like, it's a nice spot to be in. Now you're like, now what do I do with myself? Right? And you're like, I wonder what that's like.
Yeah, I'm like, I have a project due tomorrow, and it's not done.
Yeah. What is it?
The anatomy of font and a PowerPoint to discuss different serifs.
Okay. Fonts are crack. They are legitimately crack. So when I went back when I did my schooling for design and stuff like that, we found like these like font websites.
Yep.
Oh my god. I found the Gargoyles font. We popped at the Gargoyles font. But then we found fonts are oddly addicting and cool and neat, and you can do an awful lot with them to make them really fun.
Mm-hmm. You obviously stopped talking just as soon as I put food in my mouth. Hold on.
Yeah. Huh. I wish I could say I did it on purpose. I'm not that good.
It's because you've never been a server. Yeah, I actually that's how I knew graphic design would be a good fit for me. As like in my early 20s, I learned that I was quite obsessed with fonts. To know like the different serifs and stuff. I don't know that I'm that like whatever, but it's a project. I'll make it fun. It'll be good. I have like pretty much the PowerPoint layout done. I just have to like fill in all the details and just make sure. We have to find examples of the different serifs as well. So, and I didn't take good notes, and he didn't leave us a lot of notes. So as the school progresses, they're trying to make it more realistic, like actually meeting with a client. So the client's not going to come with this like pretty form of like, this is exactly what I need. You're basically supposed to listen to what like the teacher is saying and pretend they're the client and learn to ask questions and take proper notes and things like that. And I think this teacher went from like 0 to 60 in that, where all the other teachers are still a little bit slower and they're like, okay, so here are some details. Do you have any questions? No, okay, you're good. Well, this one's just like, boop, throw you to the wolves and we'll see what happens. So, which is very much his personality, actually. He's super cool. I really like this teacher a lot.
Is he the one we talked about over the phone?
Or that reminds me of Peter?
Yeah. No, the one that you were talking about, like that you had like really, really smart concept stuff. For those people wondering, it was her birthday about a week ago, actually, and and in that week, when I was talking to her about her professors, there's one that did like he would make you would.
Oh no, different one.
Okay,
very different one. That one is like super smart human, and actually like him and I seem to have similar interests, like a lot of the like philosophy kind of stuff that gets brought up in class, like he will is stuff that I've been interested in and kind of done my own research on, which is really good. But he is so smart, and I feel like I'm quite intelligent, but I still have a hard time following him. So no, he's a really good guy, really interesting, really interesting actually. But no, this is a different one.
Okay, cool. So yeah, 0 to 60. No, I've done it. Like I've been a client. I like having an idea what I want when I do things with artists. I find structure works wonders for everybody, but sometimes you gotta kind of leave yourself open to like, well, you're the creative, you know. You
Yeah.
might have a better way of doing it than I would do it. Probably would,
Well,
actually.
like the teachers never say you have to do it this way or that way. So like, but it's more just like, so the project that I had finished for today, for example, we still got a project briefing sheet, and it was for my Illustrator class, and we had to pick a artist from a list of artists slash designers, which to me designers are artists, but and we had to do a portrait on Illustrator, and that was basically all we were told. And then like she gives us the mark breakdown of like, this is like, you know, technicals worth this and this is worth this and whatever. But like she still makes up a story with the brief. So she's like, there's an art gallery in Toronto and they want to host a bunch of vector portraits of famous artists of the past. You know, and this is a list of artists they want to like feature, and you know, this is the size parameters, and all of that's written down for you, so you don't have to look for it. Where the typography project, he told us about it, he showed us examples, like he's really thorough and really good that way. But then you go, and we're very used to having briefs like my Illustrator brief where it's just like everything's listed out for you, you're good to go. So if you miss something in class, no worries, it's online for you, waiting for you. But then you went to the typography page and you looked, and it was just like, find examples of these serifs and show them, and that was it. And like in class he mentioned a PowerPoint and a presentation, and there's nothing about that online at all. So we're just like, okay, take better notes in typography, gotcha, cool.
Yes.
Okay, so but like none of the teachers have ever dictated like, this is how it has to look, this is how it has to be, or anything of that nature. It's still very much our creation. It's just the technical, you know, it's going to print, it needs to be 11 by 17, it needs blah 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 blah. So yeah.
You're like, you know, you're doing your thing, and that's important. So
Mhm.
I mean, you mentioned this a little bit in our conversation, but I think we'll just do it here. Since you've been doing graphic design now for what, about 4 months, 5 months now?
Since October.
Yeah, 4 months. So you're in month number 4. So in that case, so what has been the stuff that's really grabbed you? And has there been anything that's kind of been like, this isn't for me? I respect it, but it's not for me.
No, like I actually, the thing that has been shocking for me the most is that I like everything. I miss some classes. Like I loved, because I am quite the nerd, and I'm okay with this, I embrace it all. I miss like my history class. Like we only need one like design history. There's, you know, only so much information you actually really need to know.
Yeah.
So I missed that class, and I missed the elements of design class because both those teachers were actually really awesome as well. They were also some of my favorites. I really love the world of Illustrator for sure. But I also like found that I'm better at Photoshop than what I realized I was. So that's a nice surprise too. InDesign is more of a learning curve for me. I like it a lot, and I think I'll like it even more once I have a better grasp of things. But and it's not the program, it's, I struggle, funnily enough, with how to put things on a pamphlet or something to make it not cohesive, but just make it look cool. I've never studied pamphlets before, I've never made a pamphlet before. So you know, whereas Illustrator, like, even though I haven't played much on Illustrator in my life, I have drawn in sketchbooks my whole life, you know? So, and my one friend, oh, God bless her, bought me a drawing tablet last summer, and I didn't actually start using it to my last Illustrator project. And after using that, I even fell in love with it even more because I can do more freehand, and it can definitely reflect more my style of art. So I really like that. So yeah, InDesign tends to be more technical. Not technical, that's not the right word, but where like Illustrator and Photoshop, like you can have happy accidents, where like InDesign, I feel like you have to be very intentional. But I
Yes.
still love it. Like I love everything about what I'm doing, which is really good, actually.
Yeah. Well, I remember doing my first pamphlet way back in the day when I did design. I accidentally did a drug ad. I turned my rocket ship ended up looking like a needle. And
Oh,
once one
that's
teacher,
awkward.
yeah, it is. It was a rocket ship. But it was like it looked like a needle. And once one teacher did that, oh well, you couldn't unsee it. It was just one of those things. Hey, it's a needle for drugs. It's like, well, that wasn't my
Good times.
intention. Yeah.
Do you remember when I used to do the paint nights?
Yes.
So one time I was leading a class in so the canvas had like trees on either side, and then in the middle there was a giant moon, and then there's a deer in the middle, and it's all silhouetted and it's all pretty, and there's like stars and stuff and blah blah blah. And whenever I led the class, I would always just do mine really quick. Like I was like, I would tell them, I'm like, I don't care what mine looks like. I'm basically just gonna show you the basics of what to do and spend more time walking around and helping you. So if I say draw a circle, it's gonna be a circle. It might look like an oval, but you'll get the point. Take your time on yours. Like I just want to spend more time walking around. Anyways, so I walked to the back of the class.
Yeah.
And I look, and sure as shit, I didn't draw a deer. I draw a fucking goat. So there's like a nice like goat silhouette, and I like had the microphone on still, dying laughing in the back of the class, being like, "Please don't draw a goat. The deer is much prettier." In this kind of like, yeah. The only thing it was missing was the udder. It was amazing. Probably one of the best days of my life.
It's just one of those happy accidents. Sometimes it's like I had this great idea, but then once people just see it's a goat, it's not. It's not.
But nobody called me on it. They were so polite. I was like, no, like laugh. It's really funny. Like I'm supposed to be the teacher, like the one that knows it all and can whip this out like no problem. And here I am drawing a goat. Cool.
That's right.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm.
Rae Hope Pantalleresco, goat drawer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just goat,
Apparently
the goat drawer or something to that effect. Yeah, just like business card that.
Well, technically I was painting, but
yeah, but the goat paint. Well, the goat painter is not bad, but goat drawer is funnier. So I don't know. Just I don't know. Just seems like a fun one. You can also make that an anime. You can make that your anatomy of a font assignment. You can just feel the guts of a goat and just do different fonts.
No, actually. No, that's not even an option. Cheers to that, though.
What? I thought it was great. There was brilliance
you do it.
there.
No, that's not brilliance. That is
insanity.
Morbid. No. You do you. I'll do me. How's that?
Okay,
yeah, that's cool.
Okay, yeah.
I'm the background of my slides are all Rubik's cubes.
Oh, okay. So what's the fascination with the Rubik's cube? Did you ever actually complete one?
No.
Without cheating?
God, no.
Yeah.
I didn't even bother cheating to finish it. Although I did know someone, I think at one point I met someone in my life that like their Rubik's cube, the squares were stickers, so they just peeled all the stickers off and put them all back on again the proper way. I'm like, genius. No, I don't even care enough to cheat. I'm like, oh, it's a cool like square with a bunch of squares on it. Awesome. I just I like all things retro, right? So I was at first going to do, what was I going to do? Oh, I was gonna on Illustrator make like a typewriter template almost, and use the space bar to put like all of the information, and then each key would have been a different example of the serif. But I decided I didn't like that idea after all, so I was like, well, I need something else, and then I just decided to do. I found this cool Rubik's Cube picture, and then I just like dropped it in Photoshop. And then I have 10 slides in total, so I did 10 different colors. And then, because the picture that I found was all white, so it was easy to color over top of it. So that was lovely. And then, so all of that's all placed in there. I just have to type in beaked serif. What is it? What are some examples? And then move on to my barbed serif, and move on to hairline serif, and spur serif, and hooked serif. But you didn't know there was 9 different serifs, but there is.
I might have known that once. I actually might have known that one. I might have known that once. Right.
Fair.
Yeah, I might have known that
There might
once.
be more than that, but we only have to feature 9, and that doesn't
Yeah.
include sans serif. If I wanted to do one for sans serif, that'd be 10.
Mm-hmm. Sans is the one everybody knows, but
Well, if you know what a serif is, then yeah, you probably do.
it's called word processors. There's all the serifs there. You know, not the cherub kind either. What is retro for you, by the way? What do you consider retro?
Mm, things that people don't really gravitate or use anymore. Like I have like an old school radio on my shelf. I have that actually for Opa because one of my memories of him was always listening to the Tigers baseball game, and I don't
Yeah.
really have anything from him. So for me, I was just like, if I could have one thing in my house to like commemorate him, it would be like a little radio. So I went out. It doesn't look like the one that he ever like used or anything, but
No.
it still means something for me. So like anything from like the 50s to like the 70s. I mean Rubik's cubes, I don't know what like their history, but like nobody, it's rare to see someone sit there and play with them anymore, right? Like everyone has
Yeah.
electronic stuff. So like probably toys that are more manual, Fisher Price, but like from when we were kids, not the ones now because they're ugly. Well, I just don't like the bubble eyes. I feel like they've killed the essence of Fisher Price.
Oh, Nana still has in the house. She has the old steel Fisher Price ones, the solid steel ones.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, no, dad, like if you go down into the basement and you look at the toy section, right? Dad played with them, Uncle Andrew played with them, I played with them, right? Yeah. No, folks, we're talking like the steel, like solid steel truck. If you kick it,
Oh, that's not that. Are you thinking Tonka trucks?
No.
I don't know that Fisher Price did trucks. Like they, do you remember? Like we used to have, we had a few of them. So we had the garage. So
We had the
like
garage. Yeah,
there
I
was like
remember
a
that. Yeah.
ramp going up and the
Yeah.
elevator going down, or
Yeah.
the parking, whatever.
That's the
And then
parking
we
one.
had and then we had the house and we had the barn.
Yes.
But they're like, their toys were, I'd have to Google it, and now I'm super curious. I might write this down. Fisher Price metal.
Yeah, well, it's possible it's Tonka, but I almost could swear there's like a Fisher Price, but again, from that era,
You might be right.
Yeah, like from that era, like we still got them, right? No, like I said, and as far as I mean, just childhood memory stuff. Like I said, actually, I look forward to this at some point. Probably, I'm about 3 months away. Can finally open my storage locker again. So all the obnoxious stuff that I've been keeping for like two plus years will
Nice.
be finally be free to me again. Like for example, I still got the globe you bought me.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, it's in there. It's been in there for the whole time. My Aurora's in there. Dad's Bible. Opus chess thing. Actually, I was sitting there and thinking about this, and in light of all the crazy that's happened in the last 2 years, there's only 4 or 5 things in that storage locker I actually miss. It's kind of weird, right? Yeah.
That's not weird. I think that's normal. I think so I'm told, because I'm also going through a period of life, like I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to stay here once I'm done school. Like here meaning Mississauga. I kind of like the idea, or at least maybe like if I stay in Mississauga, it might not be this apartment. As much as I love this apartment, I don't know that I can live in the basement that much longer. And so I often find myself like looking around, like, what could I get rid of? And like, I'm starting to purge. And a lot of people tell me that the older you get, the less you attach yourself to things. And it's more about experiences and people, obviously, blah, 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 vomit in your mouth a little bit stuff. But it doesn't surprise me that you're like, no, there's only like 4 things in there that I really want. And everything else, it's nice, but I don't need it.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to sell some of those comics again. I might keep some of those as well, but I would like, but yeah, it's just binge and purge. It's like, you know what? It's really cool. I have this shit. You know what I'm gonna do? Get rid of it, or chunk of it anyway. And
yeah, if I move, I've already decided that like I have a bunch of stuff ready to go to Valley Village now, but if I do actually move, there's a lot more that I will get rid of. The reason why I'm not getting rid of it now is there are some books that I'm like, oh, if I do have the time to read it, ha ha ha, I'm so funny. It would be nice, but
Yeah.
and it depends on how far I move, like on like how much I keep. But yeah, it makes sense to me, and it's nice to be not so tied down with things.
No, I mean, well, it's weird. I mean, I'm kind of at a weird space because I've been so free for the last 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
right? That it's like it wouldn't be a bad thing to actually have a place that's mine again. I kind of want that. I'm looking forward to that and kind of building something again. But at the same time, it's
Totally.
like, but at the same time, I don't. Again, do something a little different too, just something a little bit different about it, and not just be a giant book closet. Which I love books, but I don't need that many. And I know some people are going to be like apoplectic about that, but it's truth, right?
Well, I feel like for me, I like once I read a book, chances of me rereading it are so slim. Often I've kept books so I can lend them out to people. There's certain books that I will always have, but I'd like to get that list down to like maybe 10 or 11 that I carry with me everywhere. And my new thing is once I read a book, get rid of it. It's gone.
Yep. No, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So let's think about this for a second. So so you got one more semester after this one, basically?
Two.
Two?
I'm done in September.
Yeah. So is there like a break somewhere in between, or is it just going like one to the other to the other?
Well, I mean, between term 1 and 2, I just had 3 weeks, but part of that is Christmas and stuff. Between term 2 and 3, there's a weekend, but each term has 12 weeks.
Yep.
But they don't actually give us classes on week 12. Week 12 is a flex week just in case a teacher is sick. They have somewhere that they can put that class, so we can actually get all of our education. So week 12 will probably be nothing and no projects due because they should all be done by then. I'll be flying that whole week, of course, but for the most part, that'll probably be my break. Because they just like classes end on like April 1st or something, and they start again on April 4th. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, okay. So basically after Easter weekend.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah. Sounds like it's an Easter thing. You get your Easter break and then boom.
Oh no,
Okay.
no. It's like you have Saturday, Sunday off. So Friday would be the first. You have Saturday, Sunday off. So that's 2 and 3, and 4 is Monday, and that's when classes start again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just been going nonstop. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess the question then becomes magically, happily, since we've been waxing nostalgia about all the wonderful things. For those people not, again, just to make this very clear, my sister spent the last 4 months going to graphic design school because she has a master plan of being a graphic designer and rule the world or something to that effect, right?
I don't have global domination aspirations in mind. I just want to be happy.
Yeah.
And creating stuff makes me happy. So therefore, that is what I'm going after. Global domination sounds like a lot of responsibility. I do not want.
The paperwork's brutal. The paperwork is absolutely
so I'm
brutal.
told. I
get it.
Yeah, no,
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
So when you mentioned like purging stuff, like, I have to ask this because I've noticed something. There's been a common theme in your post on Facebook, and that's plants, right? You've become kind of the how do we
know what
put
you're talking
this?
about?
Some people become cat ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Some people become like dog people. Some people you get attached to stuff. It's all good. And for you, it just seems like, every time I go on your Facebook or every time I go on your Facebook, I see plants.
Yep.
And so you do realize if you do decide to leave Mississauga, you gotta leave your plants behind, right?
Well, I mean, it depends how far I go. If I decide to go to Toronto or to Hamilton, they can come with me.
Do you see yourself staying that close?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've decided, like, I'm open, right? Like, my dream has always been to live somewhere where, like, it's a simple dream, but it's like I want to be able to like live in like a cool area where I can walk to a coffee shop or two, walk to get my groceries. Like I don't have to drive everywhere. And just Mississauga, at least the part of Mississauga that I'm in, does not afford me that. Technically, I could walk to Superstore, but like I like the neighborhood feel of things, right? So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Um, yeah, so we'll see. Like I want to live somewhere that I feel inspired. It has to be commutable to the airport. An airport, I should say. I can live anywhere that there's an airport because I still plan on flying after I'm done school. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just open. Like the nice thing about having a career as a flight attendant while doing like school for graphic design is like as much as like I want to get working in graphic design as soon as school is done, I don't have to. So I can be picky about like where I work and who I work for and like the industry I go into, or at least I have a little bit more flexibility. Like I don't have to take a job that I feel is going to suck my soul, for experience. Like I can work on my portfolio. I'm pretty motivated. So if I don't have a job for a while, knowing that my bills will still get paid. So that's good. And I probably like won't be looking for a job for the first like month or two anyways, because I feel like I will just need a break of a beach somewhere, probably, preferably, hopefully. And yeah, it's
That's cool.
kind of my thoughts. Yeah.
Okay.
So
There's a couple places I want to go. How many plants do you have right now?
in
If
this
I was
room,
going,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. In this room alone, I have 14.
okay,
Yeah.
so
And then in the laundry room, there's another 4. And then in my kitchen / like art room, a lot more. But I don't know if you saw the post, RIP. So December was a crazy month for school and flying, and I kind of forgot to water my plants, which is not typical. I'm usually pretty responsible human, blah blah blah. And I had like 7 plants die. So, but you can't tell. You look on the shelves and you're like, wow, you had 7 more plants. That's cool. Where? Yeah.
So my sister, the plant lady, right?
I don't know if you ever met my friend Jen, but she legit found a t-shirt on Amazon and had it mailed to me that says the crazy plant. No, hers said the crazy plant lady, I think, on it. And then I found another one that just says, I just fucking love plants, okay? So
Listen, as long as you acknowledge your condition,
I'm not
I
in
guess.
denial. I'm
Yeah,
okay with it. I
yes.
embrace all of me.
I embrace all of me. I love plants, right?
Yep. I would love to live somewhere that I could have like a greenhouse that I could just like grow all my own shit. I don't want to like be one of those amazing people that like sells food. I just would like to like wake up in the morning, go to like my little greenhouse area thing, grab like my rosemary and thyme for like my eggs for breakfast and chives, and pick some arugula and like whatever I feel like doing. My fresh strawberries that grow year round because it's warm enough for them. That would be a dream for sure.
Yeah, that sounds like a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Bad way to go.
I might even invite you over.
You might. Can I touch the plants?
I might. Nope.
No.
You can look at them. But yeah.
You can look, but you can't touch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because if they die,
I'm actually decent with plants.
I've never seen you with plants, so I can't. Deny or.
No, so I'll tell you like a legit thing. So after Giselle lived with me, she actually gifted me 2 plants, and basically I just took care of them. I actually really enjoyed it. Unfortunately the house had to be fumigated, so I had to go give it to a friend, and I couldn't get back for like a week. They had forgotten to water I was like a month. They didn't water the whole thing for like a month. I come back, I was so sad.
Monsters.
Yeah. I was so sad. It's like they forgot it. It's like, yeah. But no, I do enjoy it. Last few years I've just not been in my own place. So it's like, But I do I'm not like,
That's an excuse. If I wasn't in my own place, you better fucking believe at some point I would walk through Superstore and be like,
Oh, I
you.
know, but see, I always, it's just like me with like it's a responsibility to take care of, right?
Yep.
And you know, all my moves have been across country.
This little guy is from my friend Jacqueline. He's an
Yep.
aloe vera plant. When I got him, he was this
Ah.
big only. He only had 2 little sprouts. He traveled on an airplane. If he can travel on an airplane and survive, you could have brought a plant from Windsor to Canmore. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Slacking.
possibly.
Yep.
But yeah, you know, but you know, possibly. I just like figured just get my own place settle in, and if I decide to get some plants, which I probably will, get some plants.
Well,
Might even get a.
I mean,
although
if you don't decide to get some plants and I come visit you, I might decide to get some plants for you. Then I can buy them, and then I don't have to find room on my shelf. I can find room in your house, and it'll be easier for me.
I get the so. Are you basically saying no matter where I live and settle, you're just going to come in and pretty much shape the house however you want to?
You're my brother. Probably, yeah.
See, and people go, and I say this, like, women are in charge. It's like, yes, and this is why, right here. This is why, right here. Right? I still remember the driving car, but it was you and Vanessa, and you two were plotting how to do, because this is right after the live podcast. You're just plotting what to do with the next show I do. And he goes, he's back in the car. What I mean, should we think like this? And I remember my response to you two. It's like, what would you like me to do? Like, what would you like me to do about this? Because I got nothing, right? I got absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, no, I've accepted my fate pretty well. Like, it's just one of those things. Like, are you in charge? Probably not. Right? So
that's okay.
Yeah, it's like, when did you lose it? I don't know. I don't think I ever had it, to be honest. There's just a decision was made, and next thing I know, I'm following this. I'm going, why am I following this? And it's like, because I said, and they give me that. Sometimes you will actually still do the innocent look, and I'll be like, I hate you so much right now. She'll still do that to me, folks. She will still do that to me every so often. Josh, do this. I'm like,
perks of being the youngest sibling, I guess.
Yes. But you know, beyond everything we're talking about here, so I realize, like, you and free time have been pretty much a joke, but I mean,
it's only week 2, so really, like.
But have you actually had a chance to read or watch or do anything besides the projects at this point, or you just been completely?
I just finished a really fun documentary, actually. Yeah.
Which one?
See if I can pull it up on Netflix.
I'm not cool enough Netflix, but I do have Amazon Prime. It's actually to my benefit.
Okay.
It's to my benefit, actually, because I'm on Twitch. Twitch is owned by Amazon.
Okay.
So.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's to my benefit.
So it's called My Octopus Teacher.
Interesting.
And it's really fucking cool because, okay, so I've always known octopus were really cool animals.
Yes.
But I didn't realize how cool. So this guy basically, he lives in South Africa.
Okay.
And he free dives. And like he had just, I think he's always, if I remember correctly, and I'm butchering this and I'm really sorry, but
it's okay.
He wasn't, like, did documentaries and stuff before, had a health crisis, and then, like, kind of put it down for a bit. And when he was a kid, one of the things that he loved doing was going and, like, swimming in the ocean and whatnot. And so he started doing that again, and he found this, like, little forest in the by his house. Like, I don't know how close, or I'm assuming it's by his house, but where he was diving. And he decided to explore there on a regular basis, and he ends up, like, literally befriending an octopus, like, to the point where, like, she trusted him and would like come on his hand. And, like, there's one scene in the documentary where, like, she, like, crawls up on his chest and just lets him pet her for a while. And it's really cool because, like, he I think he was a part of her life for like 300 and something days. And so he went every single day to document her and to learn. And, like, there's one part where, like, you know, he spooks her because he drops the camera lens, and then he has to go find her again because she didn't go back to her den anymore because she was super scared. She had to find a new one. So he finds her, regains her trust right away, and legit, like, she's swimming with him, and like the life lessons he learns from it is super cool. And I don't want to wreck it, but I highly recommend it. Yeah, it's really fun.
Octopus love, ladies and gentlemen. Right, I'm an octopus teacher. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, yeah, it
No,
was
that
actually like really good.
no, they are surprisingly like octopus are smart. So are squid. Squid are terrifyingly smart, actually.
Oh,
So
interesting.
yeah, they are actually good. They'd be apex predators if they were bigger. Like they as is, they're still quite
Well, there
cunning.
is giant squid out there.
Yes, there is, but this stuff is deeper into the ocean, right? So
Yeah.
and their only predator is a sperm whale. So sperm whale is the only thing strong enough to kill it. So one of those things I remember back in my oceanography days. So yeah. So you watch
Good times.
octopus.
Yep.
So you watch octopus.
Yeah.
But so are you reading? Are you looking at any other art besides what you're doing in your projects, or are you just so caught up with what you're doing?
I decided to start reading The Shack again.
Okay.
It's one of the few books that I'll read probably like every once in a while for the rest of my life. I really like that book a lot. Every time I read in it, I get something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, funny enough, like I had a layover in Ottawa on January 2nd to 3rd. That's when I got COVID. But I woke up in the morning on the 3rd, and there was two ladybugs in my room, and I was like, that is really weird because it's January. And then my brain just like went to the shack because it's a symbol in the shack. And so I decided to watch the movie, and that was really good. And I was like, I'll read the book. I have it on my shelf, so I was like, why not? So yeah, I'm reading that. And another book. Oh crap! So before I got furloughed, there's a bookstore in the London Gatwick Airport that I love. I love any bookstore really, but I went there and I asked them. I was like, "Can you please recommend me some books?" But I want them to be from British authors because I don't like. I always like covers that are done outside of Canada for some reason better than the Canadian covers. So I always try to get like American or European covers. And
Mm-hmm.
I specifically wanted UK authors because I was in the UK. And there's a really fun book that I'm in the middle of reading as well. Um, and it's by a guy who he came to the USA and he did a video documentary on a bunch of unique characters, we'll say. So there was a porn star, there was someone who believed in aliens, there was crap. I don't know, a few people that he like did these videos on. And then he 8 years later decided to go back and follow up with these people to see like where they're at, how their lives have changed, have they progressed, are they still believing the same things, doing the same things. And yeah, he and I'm just reading like his journey across America again with all these people. And a lot of them he couldn't find again, but there's like another person that knew the person or something of that nature. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I made a promise this year to read more books, more books.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not watching much television. I think that's all in all a good thing. I may try the Wheel of Time series because I'm a Wheel of Time fan. I've heard mixed
Mm,
reviews on that.
fair.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, I'm probably gonna stay away from TV. Maybe I finally finished watching Fairy Tale. I've had these DVDs for
Oh,
years.
Fairy Tale. Is that the one with Orlando Bloom in it?
No, 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 no. It's Japanese anime. Not, not,
Oh,
not, not,
okay.
not, not. Yeah, you're thinking either Kingdom of Heaven or you're thinking no.
No, it's sorry, my laptop is um not threatening to be whatever. I just want to plug it in. No, it's a really fun kind of story where there's like fairies and stuff, but I can't remember what it's called. It's on Prime.
All right, I'll check it out.
Um,
Maybe,
yeah, I've
maybe.
watched season 1. It's interesting. Like it I don't remember it taking me that long to get through, but I tend to binge watch. So it might only take me 2 days, but it might take me 8 hours to get through it, you know? But 8 hours in 2 days, and then I'm done watching for a long time.
Yeah, no, I like I said, for me, I realized I wasn't cool enough for Netflix after actually wasn't Daredevil. I watched Daredevil. It was good, right? And I was okay with binge watching that. For me, it was there again another Japanese anime that wasn't that good called Kill la Kill. I binge watched the whole thing in one night. 26
Wow.
episodes. Oh no. It just this is one of those I have one of these like I go kind of all in obsessive when I get into something. It just that's
Hmm.
just who I am. So like Daredevil's fine because Daredevil the first season especially was a really good show, right? But but that's a good show. Kill la Kill is okay. It's not necessarily something I missed watching. But the thing about Netflix is it's really goddamn easy to keep going with a series. You just do nothing,
Yeah.
right? You do nothing. Next thing you know, me and my buddy got to the end of the night, and we had watched the whole series, and I was like,
Mm.
I'm not cool enough for Netflix. I'm just not.
I it's funny because I used to like in my like high school 20s era of my life, I would like just play stuff in the background
Mm-hmm.
and I would be able to do art and whatever. But I don't do that anymore. I actually like paying attention. It's really weird. I do
Yeah.
listen to a lot of podcasts while I do my homework and stuff, but that's different too.
Yeah. So what do you listen to besides me? Kidding.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Um, one of my favorite podcasts is called Stuff You Should Know. I tell everyone about it. I feel like it's very popular, so like if you're into the podcast world, you've for sure seen it. But it's super fun. Like the guys that hosted are Chuck and Josh, and when you listen to them, you feel like you are a part of a conversation with friends. Like you're actually a part of it, even though they're obviously not talking to you at all because they can't. Um, and they basically pick a topic. It is random. Like they will do something from history. They will do some like a how laptops work, how garbage trucks work, how Groundhog Day works, like, and they just like talk for about 40 minutes, give or take, on how that thing works. No, I like it. It's fun. So they definitely have the right host for that one. So that's one of the
Okay.
ones I listen to a lot.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
No, I just wonder, like I said, it's one of those things with the way things are, right? Because again, I find for me, it's really easy to get caught up creating your own stuff, not so much, and it's easy to pay attention from the rest of the world. And I think there's benefits to it for sure, right? But every so often, it's like you're never going to be cool again, Josh. But maybe you should be a
You were
little.
never cool in the first place, Josh.
Yes.
Oh, they know.
Oh, they know. See, they know. They know. I've been picked on by my own sister on my show. This is well, I expected that. I
You
mean,
invited me.
yeah, I did. I
Um,
did. I debated whether we should actually play cards on the air, but I
you know what? I was
don't.
thinking it too, but I'm like, I don't know how you would do it.
Oh no,
Like,
I've
unless,
done it. I've done it. Like I've done it. We could come up with a very interesting way to do it. We would just do it via computer. Like we'd come up with a computer app that we both were sharing and play against each
oh,
other
okay.
that way,
Mm.
right?
Well, I wouldn't want to embarrass you that much in front of your fans, so I feel like it'd be better not to.
See, that's not why I want it. I want to see. I'm not really worried about that. If you beat me, you beat me. It's when things aren't going your way that it's my favorite part of the show, right?
I mean, if you wanted to quickly find an app and we can play, that's fine. I can talk and play.
Yeah, but not to this time. I think the next time
Okay.
I do, the next time you come on the show, like when we actually have a formal master plan somehow or other, figure it out. We can do like a combination drink and draw. We'll wait until like you have some actual time with your when you're done graphic design or whether you got a break. I don't know what your break between semester 3 and 4 is going to be, but something like that. You come in and we'll play cards. I've actually, yeah, I think one of my all time weirdest episodes, but also very fun episodes. I interviewed a dude. We played Magic on screen.
Interesting.
Yeah. Sometimes you just do things to kind of just see what you can do on a show. Like sometimes it's just about that, right?
That makes sense.
But yeah, sometimes. So it is what it is. So you got, let's see, graphic design. Are you doing it? Or I realize school is the priority, but would you be open to freelancing at this point?
It would honestly depend on what it is. Um, I feel confident that I could do some things, but not confident enough. Like, understand I only have 4 months of Illustrator and 4 months of Photoshop under my belt.
Mm-hmm.
A lifetime of creativity, like the ideas are never the issue for me. But I also have always held like my name goes on this thing, right? No matter how
Mm-hmm.
quote unquote small the project is. So it would depend.
Okay, I just figured I'd ask that question. Like, I don't know what your approach on freelancing at this particular point is. So,
It would depend on what it is. I mean, I'd be if someone was like, I need something, I'd be really realistic on like I would tell them like what I can and cannot do and
mm-hmm.
go from there. But yeah.
No, it's all good. I mean, it's part of the it's part of the gig. So, right now
Yeah,
you're
for
playing with
sure.
fonts. Uh, you're playing with fonts. You're doing stuff there. You seem to have stumbled into what you love.
Yeah.
So I guess the last big question, and then we'll get towards like wrapping this up for the evening. By the way, thank you very much for doing this on such short
Yeah, of
notice.
course.
Um,
I could
I
talk
guess
forever. You know this.
yeah. Oh no, I totally can. It's just been one of those. It's been one of those days, and like I said, I've had a wild, like I said, wild 2 hours of I don't know who's coming on my show too. Hi, right? So,
Yeah.
but what I was gonna ask, and I think this would be a cool little story to kind of I both close and then just talk a little bit and bullshit before we go off the air is um what made you the decision to go into this? Like
Oh.
because at the once upon a time, you
Hmm.
know, like if you, how much information can I give of what happened to you during the pandemic in terms of your job and stuff? You mentioned it a little bit, so I
Oh, I
just
don't care that people know that I'm
eh,
furloughed. I was a
yeah.
flight attendant. Of course, I got furloughed.
Yeah, so you were furloughed. Like, did you just make a decision about what you want to do? Was that kind of like one of your like that moment of I need to do a pivot, or was it something else?
No, I it's a bit of an answer. So like I've always gravitated towards graphic design. I actually looked I went to and like physically went to the Vancouver Film School. I think that's what it's called. To check out the
Hmm.
program and the Art Institute in Vancouver. I also went there
Hmm.
in my early 20s and I was just like really sussing it out, but at the time I couldn't see how it would work with flying and um they were really kind, but they were also like, you know, like they like those schools are great for many reasons, at least I think so. And that they know like how to help you with student loans, they know how to help you with whatever, and they're like, listen, like we've met many people like you, and like if you don't do it now, you probably never will. And I was like, maybe, but like I also acknowledge that $30,000 is a lot of money just to throw out, and I never do anything unless I'm not ready. So I decided not to do it at that time, but it's always been in the back of my head. I just didn't realize how well how I think and what I like really fits with graphic design, but it's been a bug in my ear. I was actually planning on starting a school program of some sort uh, last year because I've always known also that being a flight attendant isn't my end goal. I love my job so much and I love everything about it, but I can't foresee myself doing it until I'm 65 and being able to look back at my life and say that I've done everything I wanted to do. And so, um, as of last year, January, like I had a bunch of pamphlets from Sheridan. I had a bunch of like other things like either in my brain that were like going through. Photography is something that also would have really made sense for me in a lot of ways too. Um, and then I got furloughed. So I was like, okay, well, plans are shifting. It's not really about um, survive or not survival. Sorry, I was planning on going back to school in 2021 because in 2020 it was my year to like get settled in Mississauga. Then 2021, I was gonna go back to school. That was the plan. Then I got furloughed, and I was like, okay, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna pay my bills while I'm not flying, because $2,000 a month is not a lot. And so I got a couple of the random jobs. One of the jobs I got was with Canada Post, delivering mail, which was super fun. And I remember like one day I was still in my brain trying to think of what to do for school. And on Facebook, actually, Yorkville University pops up saying like you can get your bachelor's of fine arts in 2 years. And I was like, well, that's interesting. Because I knew that I'd be furloughed for a while still, but I didn't know for how much longer. And so I filled out the form to get them to call me. And they were like, well, do you have like any schooling? And they're like, well, to do the 2 year thing, you actually have to go to Toronto Film School first for a year, and then you can finish up your bachelor with us. Like Toronto Film School gives you a certificate, then you can come to us. And I was like, okay. And I was like, well, what kind of programs do they have? Because at the time I was leaning more towards photography, and then they did not list photography. So I was like, probably not for me. And they're like, just talk to admissions anyways. Because I did like kind of allude to graphic design. And I was like, okay, but I'm not really like, I don't want to waste your time. And they're like, you're not, don't worry, it's fine. And I chatted with this lady named Carla, and Carla is amazing. And she answered all of my questions. And in just talking to her, you know how there's moments in your life where it just clicks and you're like, this is the time and this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So
Mm.
that's exactly what happened. And I was like, okay. And she's like, um, you don't need a portfolio to come here. We actually anticipate that most people that come don't know anything about graphic design. All we really look for is people that we feel like will succeed, and they will like, push themselves. I feel like that's for you, or that would be you if you choose to do this. Um, so basically, you just need to like pay the admissions fee, and you're in. And even if like, so I signed up for October last year. I wanted to sign up for January actually, and she was like, why are you waiting? And I was like, okay, fair, good point. And like, I'm so glad I listened to her, because it actually worked out like stupid well that I started in October, like better than I could have planned myself. It would have been fine in January, but it was better in October. So yeah, I'm really thankful. That's a really long answer, but
It's okay.
that's how I got here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So one final thing here, and then we'll go and I it's kind of weird because you got really nothing to plug right yet.
No, I mean,
Now,
if people want to follow my Instagram, that's where I post all my projects right now.
yeah,
But
no, we'll talk about that in just a sec. We'll talk about that in just a second. Actually, there was one more thing I wanted to actually bring up. It was your
okay,
birthday,
yes, it
right?
was.
It was your birthday. So I did it. I hope you listened to my obnoxious happy birthday message. I really, really hope you heard my singing voice and that it gladdens your day, even if you're like,
I was
you
deaf
don't.
for in my ear for a whole week
Yeah,
afterwards. It was super
you're.
awkward.
I felt. Okay, cool.
Hmm.
Love you. There's deep, 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 deep love right there. Just you know from where you're like just deep love. But no, I just bring this up because I mean you're 39,
Hmm.
right? So now none is permanent age. You gonna stay there?
Yep.
You gonna stay
I
permanent? Yeah.
embrace getting older. I really don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So most people that know me are shocked that I am 39. And I feel like age is just a number. Getting old is a mentality. So when people like, you will never hear me say things like, I'm getting old this, getting old that. I don't do that shit because I don't believe in it. I think I understand like, stuff does happen in life and whatever, but I also am one of those people that believe that like what we speak over ourselves and over our lives has an impact on where we're going as well. So like
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever call myself old because I never want to have that mentality. I've met really young 90-year-olds who, if
Mm-hmm.
you saw them, they look like they're 65, like you can't even tell. And I'm like, that's who I want to be. And like the
Absolutely.
older I get, the better life gets, the more fun life gets. So I'm like, fuck it. Like, no, I don't really give a shit on the number. It's more about my attitude and just embracing what life puts in front of me.
It's your attitude and your worth at the end of the day. What you believe your
Mhm.
worth actually is, and how you do that. What you see here, right, will ultimately sooner or later translate to what's out there. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that definitely is part of it. I mean, like, there's factors obviously that you can't uh that are beyond your control. But for the most
Mm-hmm.
part, like I do think that your brain and your tongue are a rudder to your life. So it's really
Mm-hmm.
important to, yeah, do all the things to help yourself as best as you can.
Absolutely. No, it's something I've learned. Like one of the things I freelancing has taught me is my own worth.
Hmm.
I do a lot of really cool stuff, and it's worth something. So I
Oh,
don't
it totally
sell it.
is. Of course
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. A
That's
lot
the
of
cool thing about freelancing is like,
yeah.
I think, is you're paying for a lifetime of experience
Mm-hmm. Yes.
when you're paying someone to freelance for you.
Yep, you're paying for a lifetime experience and mastery and expertise. And, the more you do, the more you get. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. Like I said, I just got my second show. I just started
Hmm.
filming that. So
That's
I'm
awesome.
like, yeah, directorial debut, not in front of the camera at all, actually behind the camera. If you had told me I'd be the TV
Oh,
Ontario film guy, that's how I kind of see myself as. You
cool.
remember the old, yeah, that's what seems to be end up happening. It's like I'm that guy that does the educational shows for people. I like to do some more commercials, but I mean, I actually enjoy them. But all in all, like yeah, you recognize that a lot of people. What you do, the longer you go in whatever you choose to do, you realize that not everybody's got the dedication you do to do something, and that's worth
Right.
something too. That's worth something too.
Yeah.
So
I've actually heard from quite a few of the teachers. They're like, "Wow, you're doing this program and you're working full time." I'm like, "I don't really have a choice, but yes." And then like, they keep commenting on how um, strong of a person it would take to do that for the whole 4 terms. So I take it as a
mhm.
huge compliment. I mean, I'm
Oh
only
yeah,
like a term and a bit in, so like, talk to me in June. It might be different. I might have to take a break. I don't know. That is a reality too. But yeah.
just don't. If I say hi and you growl at me, and just remember, I just said hi. Hi. No, 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 no,
No,
no,
I don't
no.
like. I generally don't react to people like that. If I am starting to wear out, I just hermit, and I just don't.
Yeah.
Um, I just don't have the energy, unfortunately, for people at that point. It's yeah. I
No,
don't.
I get. No,
I don't
I get
usually
it.
lash out.
I get it. I was being facetious, but no, it's definitely something a possibility. Like it's towards the end, where it might weigh on you a bit, like I said. But
Yeah.
at one point, you might push through just because, like, I only got this many months left,
Well,
right?
and I mean, like the term I'm in right now is going to be the hardest term for me because um, I was lucky to have vacation for most of the months. I don't have vacation in February and I don't have vacation in March. So that means that I'm either going to have to drop some flying, which is fine, and that's very possible and doable. It's a very flexible schedule. Or if I fly every single day, I'm scheduled and I'm doing school every single day. There's going to be a lot of takeout in my world in February
Yep.
because and March because that means that stuff like being able to cook and clean for myself is going by the wayside for sure.
Yeah, I get that. I
Hmm.
get that.
Yeah,
Good luck. Like honestly, good luck with everything. I'm rooting for you. Like I said,
thank you.
and when it's all over, we'll hopefully get to see each other again. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
until then, good luck. Keep kicking some ass. Proud of you. Happy birthday. I love you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now let's talk about your Instagram because because I get to the point of promoting your stuff.
Okay. I just have to. It's so sad. So I like that I generally go by Ray because to me it makes it more fun. Um, so my Instagram for my graphic art, it's like GRAEPHIC_art. So the word Ray is in there, which I really like. It's kind of fun and clever.
So it's just a
Um,
GRAE. So can you repeat that?
Yep, of course. GRAEPHIC_ART. That's the Instagram
Uh,
handle. So there's not too much on there right now, mainly because I don't have that many projects, but I do, yeah, graphic art. Yeah.
yes.
And when I typed it out, I typed the RAE as capitals, but Instagram doesn't honor that. So
Yes.
that's okay. But I figured it's a nice spin on it to myself. So yeah, that is a fun place to. I just did a portrait in Illustrator on John Michel Biscuit, I think is how you say his last name, and I'm really proud of it. So that's up there, along with like a lot of other things that I've done so far. Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, it sounds really cool. Well,
Mm-hmm.
folks. Well, folks. My sister came in. She said hi. She made fun of me a little bit.
I can
Right.
make fun of you more. Like we
Right.
don't have to stop that.
Yeah. but our conversation for the evening, at least the one here, is done. So if you do want to support my sister for the time being, go check out her Instagram, Graphic Arts. And while she is said she's a bit hesitant, but if you do have a freelancer you feel she has the ability to check to go, it doesn't hurt to ask, if nothing else. Right? So beyond all that, this is my latest release, folks. This is the Alice one. It came out December 1st. Alice, chases the Queen of Hearts over the edge of the world and ends up in the Greek underworld, where she plays Jason Croquet. And in that labyrinth in the underworld, Alice and company encounter gods, monsters, and the most terrifying stuff of them all, themselves. On top of that, you can go to Mirrorworld Publishing right now and put in the code JOSHING for their Far, Far Away anthology. And you can get their book for 20% off.
That's super fun.
Yeah. I got another deal that's kind of exclusive to the audio as well. It's like I'm trying some different stuff. Who knows? I might be one of those famous people with those weird franchise deals. Who knows?
That'd
Life
be
is
all right.
strange. Yeah, life is strange and interesting, right? I'm just trying some stuff out this month, but I do hope anybody watching or listening, whichever way you're doing it, can go check this out. Beyond all that, ladies and gentlemen, next time you do this, whenever you maybe are a little bit more, maybe a little closer to the end, or maybe a little bit more of a break, sometime in the later spring or summer, you want to come back and draw and play cards?
Yeah, I'd love that.
Yeah.
We can like. I don't know that. Like, I feel like if we planned it on one of my reading weeks or the beginning of a term, like we don't have to wait until.
Oh yeah, I know. But
Okay, because I'm like,
it's more. All I'm doing here more than anything else. Again, I realize you're balancing a lot, so on this one, I'm willing to wait. If you feel you can do it sooner, you have my
I mean, whatever. Like, I also
yeah.
know that you have lots of people that you can chat with, and I mean, they're also super talented and entertaining and stuff too. But like, if you want to do it sooner, whatever, we can talk.
Yeah, we can
I know my
totally.
school schedule for the next until April. So
Yeah, so we can definitely talk about it then. And to everybody watching, everybody listening, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Right, this was a lot of fun. I always enjoy chatting with my sister. Bill McCormick is my next guest. He's on tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Come check out the channel here for that. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Stay inspired. Keep shining in the dark. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.